Hello guys, today we are going to make crunchy nut ice cream. For that you will be needing 2 or 3 cups of milk, some nuts. These are cashews, these are pistachios, and those are walnuts. These are almonds. So these nuts you will be needing for making your ice cream, and some amount of sugar like 2 or 3 tablespoons of sugar. So now let's move towards the next procedure. Sure. Here you will add the cups of milk. First of all, the first cup of milk you will add, and now add the second cup of milk. Now add the third cup of milk. You can use any amount you want. Like for your whole family, you can add more cups of milk if your family is tiny bit, so you will use some cup of milk. So now over here I have put in the flame medium high. So we will wait until it starts to boil. At this stage, the milk has started to boil, and after it boils, we have to immediately lower its flame and let it cook for some minutes. You can see now it has started boiling. We would immediately lower its flame and then let it cook. Now using a wooden spoon, you will stir it for some minutes. You have to keep stirring it so that its consistency would become more thicker, because we need its consistency a bit thick to make the ice cream more delicious. After that, you will be needing a pot. In this, you should add a quarter cup of water, and then you will be going to add the sugar into the pot. Now you have to check your milk and let it stir until its consistency become thicker, and you have to wait for it, and you have to scratch the milk from its surroundings so that it doesn't get burned. You have to still mix it. Now you have to add the quarter tablespoon of cornstarch into the milk, and then mix it so that no lumps will be formed. Still you have to mix it again, and the flame is lower. If you are not stirring, so you have to leave the flame lower. So now we are going to check its consistency and mix it again. It's important to stir it. Now you can see the sugar syrup. It has changed its color, and we have to put it at a lower flame. You have to take care of one thing, that you don't have to add a spoon in it, because the sugar can stick to it until it's completely melted. Now you have to take a pan and put it over the stove so that whole of the water will be evaporated, and to roast the almonds. Now you can see that our sugar syrup has started to boil a bit, but there's sugar left in the middle. Now we are going to add 1 tablespoon of oil in our pan. You have to spread it like this in a circular motion. And then you will be needing your nuts. These are the some nuts which I have told you to add, but you have to put some of the nuts aside so that you can use them for decoration. Now add those nuts into the oil. Now you will be taking a spoon and stir it a bit so that the nuts will become a little bit brown color. You don't have to burn them, so you have to take care of them, because the burning taste can come into the ice cream. These are the nuts which I have put in aside for decoration. Now you can see that our sugar syrup has started to boil, but there is still sugar left in it. So we will mix our roasted almonds, roasted nuts until it becomes brown. Now they had become brown, so we have added it into our milk, and we have to stir it so that its taste would come into the milk. The roasted taste would come into the milk. Now you can see that our sugar syrup has totally melted, and then we will be going to add it into our milk. But before that, if your milk is still not getting thicker, you can add more cornstarch you need. You can add approximately 1 whole tablespoon of cornstarch into it. Now it has completely boiled up the sugar syrup. Now shake it a bit, and then you will add it into the milk. Still there were some pieces of sugar left, so I left it onto the stove, and now it has completely melted. Now add it into the milk. It can also become solid into the milk, so you have to stir it. It would melt in the milk under the stove. So my sugar was stuck onto the pan. So if you have to remove it, you can add some water and again put it over the stove and shake it a bit so the sugar can melt easily from the stove and can get out from the pan and can get out. Now again you have to add this water into the milk. Now you will mix your milk, but you have to scrape some of the milk from the side because it can stick on at the surroundings of the pot. So you have to scratch it out so that it doesn't get burnt. Again the flame is medium high. Now we are checking its consistency. It had become slightly thicker. So now we are removing it from the stove and putting it aside because it has become a slightly thicker consistency, and we will put a cover over it so that it can become more thicker. Now we have added it into our molds. If you are not having molds, you can also use glass cups. And now we have added the leftover nuts over our ice creams to decorate them. This is the ice cream after refrigerating it for overnight, and now we are going to taste it. It's so yummy and delicious, and I hope you like my video. Please share, like and subscribe it. Thank you.